Not bad, right?
Oh,
Not
67.
bad. Okay, guys, welcome to the Three Marketeers show. Now, this is episode 67, as Manfred counted just now. And we have a very special guest returning after 1 year. Ian is here. All right, guys. Okay, now, yeah.
1 year
So,
passed.
yeah, I mean, this is actually the first time we do the Three Marketeers show using the new app. It's called the Melon app. So based on my recent 2 live experience using this app, right? I'd say, well, certain aspects it is better than StreamYard. Certain aspects it loses out to StreamYard, but I would say it's about 90%. So the reason why I changed, just to make sure that you guys are actually, you guys are watching this, right? The reason why I changed is because Melon is currently running a lifetime deal on Appsumo.
Oh, I saw that.
So $99 for lifetime instead of me paying like $25 every month for the past 2 years, and they never give me any discount. So it's time for me to run away. I'm already running away. So yeah, I am an Appsumo affiliate, but I'm not sending you any link. So you just go over to Appsumo and sign up. If live streaming is your thing, go over and take it. But it's $99 for lifetime, and I really think it's a no-brainer. Okay, now come back to this one. Okay, now this is the Three Marketeers show. If this is the first time you watch this, we do this every Wednesday night. We have been doing this for 67 weeks right now. So and today we have a very interesting topic, which is we're going to talk about SEM. We had another guest talking about SEM, and the last time Ian appeared here, he was talking about the
SEO.
So but as we were discussing at the back just now, right, in the backstage, Ian's agency specializes in SEM. Is that correct?
Yeah. So in fact, because digital marketing is very broad. So sometimes when you want to do one thing, right, like generating sales for e-commerce, it's not going to be like just one method alone. There are multiple methods. So that's why SEO, SEM is like the primary go-to methods that we use. Yeah.
Good. But since Manfred, your guest, man, so let you do the job a little bit. I mean, we do a bit of formality, lah. Okay, like we're supposed to have Manfred because he's Manfred's guest, so we let Manfred do the introduction. Like then he will talk about his past life and all that. Manfred, you're up.
I think 1 year is really too long. Next time must cut short and invite Ian come more often. Yeah,
I'm available. I will block out my time just for you guys.
Chit chat with us. Okay, it's the end of the year. So end of the year is actually last show of the 2021. It's a good time to do reflection, to say thank you to people who has answered our question, especially Ian. Ian, every time I ask questions, he won't hesitate. He will, no matter how busy he is, he will really spend some time. And of course, we have some discussion, a little bit of argument, but everything is still okay.
You argue with a guru or SEM, wow, you really got more.
Remember,
exchange pointers.
Correct now. So I want to say thank you to him, and I cannot be selfish. I cannot keep Ian all to myself. So I decided to invite him to come back again, so we can ask him more questions.
Right. So we actually have like this round. Manfred go crazy a bit lah. He actually gave me about 20 questions.
Wow.
So definitely we can't cover. I don't know lah. I lost count lah. Sometimes our friend get carried away, too excited, right? But welcome again. Welcome to the show again.
Thanks for having me here, man.
So how's things? It's been a year. Your last appearance was on the 9th of December. 9 December last
year. As well, is it? Oh,
yes.
Oh, time flies, man.
Yeah, so 1 year fast forward. How's things?
I think year end usually is much more quieter period because I run an agency, right? So clients most of the time are already on leave or they are clearing leave. So this is the best time for me to review what is in the agency have done in the past 12 months. Yeah. So in fact now I wouldn't say it's like free period for me, right? It's more towards like for me to review and enhance the things like processes, workflow and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would say it's very fruitful journey. Like definitely learned a lot, especially when now building a team. Then that's where it's a whole different ball game when you face campaigns data compared to facing a human. As in a lot more things to in a way to worry about, right? A lot more things to take care as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's expansion now, right?
Sorry?
It's an expansion. I mean, you did better in 2021, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. In our fight, it's definitely better in terms of in terms of our team size also grew as well. So I think for agency, right, we don't really don't manufacture any product, right? So in fact, man hours is what we manufacture. So as you grow in terms of team size, then that's where you can take in more clients as well. So I think that is part and parcel of our agency building as well. Yeah.
True. Now, it's good to know that you're actually growing. It's a good thing. But by the way, we have Chiwai here. You see, this is how the chat looks like. Not bad, right?
Oh, look cool,
not bad,
man.
right? I forgot to change the color lah, so it's in red. But you guys live with it, so yeah. So it's
Jason
okay.
got to poison me already.
Hey, $99 is no brainer to be frank. And
okay, we're gonna look at Appsumo.
Like Ian just now, you were saying that you want to actually transit kind of thing, right? You want to embrace on a journey to kind of like position yourself as an authority. Going live is one of the most important things.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
so
doubt
that's
about
what I did lah. I mean, last 1 year plus 2 years, I think we went live more than 200 to 300 lives altogether. So it's like almost the other day we have one live session, but you live until you don't know what to do lah. But that's the whole idea. Okay, now today we talk about SEM. Hey, but wait, man, Andrew, you wanted to say something?
I say for Jason, this is bread and butter. Like, just wake up, turn on the camera, yak for an hour, and then check his bank account, and that's it.
I hope lah, it's like that. I hope lah.
But it's so easy as ABC.
Yeah.
But seriously, it's because yesterday I attended I mean, digress a bit lah, since you guys are here, right? It's a nice discussion.
Year-end discussion.
Yeah, it's a year-end discussion. So we cheated you in to talk about SEM, but at the end of the day, we talk about something else. Also, you can't do anything, right? I mean, yesterday I was actually attending a webinar. In fact, this month I attended a lot of webinar to learn.
Oh, okay.
Just to learn from other people's processes and like what Ian was saying lah. I'm going to learn from other people, right? But I think one thing, because I actually attended a webinar from a YouTuber. So she created, she hit 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 subscribers in 3 months.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 100,000 subscribers in 3 months. And basically, 2 years fast forward to today, she's actually running a 6-figure per month kind of revenue.
Holy shit.
And one man. So what is really important is a lot of people was looking at the front end numbers, but in fact, it's the processes at the back end that is really making you money. Like Andrew was saying just now about the lead gen, right? So that's really the thing. But just to kind of like tease you guys a little bit, that's what I'm gonna teach, right? My process, right? Yes. My process, right?
That's the back end kind of thing. 2022. Watch out for it.
Yeah, I mean, gotta poison you guys a bit, right? 2022 is gonna be very exciting, but today we talk about SEM, right? So, guys, as usual, any questions regarding SEM, you have a person that you can really ask, and you can get good questions coming from. Although Manfred said he go and chat lah, but then again, we don't know lah. So ask any questions. I'm still learning this thing, but I think I know where to put the chat stuff and all that, right? But then again, okay, now I want to quickly go over to the first question. Yes. Okay, now which is we want to go back to the SEM, search engine marketing. But Ian, I think let's do this for the benefit of the total beginner. What is SEM?
Okay, so I would say SEM is as simple as like you can run like Google ads, search ads specifically, right? So in I would say it's a short form for search engine marketing. So it's like any advertisers out there, you can get on board to Google ads and start running search ads targeting on keywords. And in fact, I think things have changed a lot, right? Since recently all the things about like AI, machine learning has comes in. And in fact, I believe few years down the road or even few months down the road, it will be a thing that we don't even need to bid for any keywords anymore, right? So things have changed. So I think I'm not sure how these things will change. In fact, for SEM, it's as simple as you bidding for any keywords that with reference to your service or products. Yeah, then that's where your ad shows up. Yeah, so that is in a layman example of explanation of SEM. Yeah.
Awesome. So SEM technically is when you want to go out using Google and YouTube ads to surface your businesses and actually let people find you, right? Is to get found.
Yeah.
Okay. On the right platform.
Correct.
Search, right? On the right platform. Because to be frank, like a lot of businesses actually came to me and asked, "Hey, Jason, is Facebook ads for my business?" I would say it's very simple, man. if your business is kind of discovery based, if people need to see you to
Yep.
to think of buying from you, then of course Facebook works.
Yep.
But if your kind of business is really where people already know where to search, which is either usually Google or YouTube, right? Then you need to do search ad. All right. So I think that's really just to help everyone, because I always like to, moving forward, I mean, the way we actually do the show is try to kind of like anchor this for beginners. But of course, we are not rejecting if you have some like very high-end questions. Usually come from people like like Chiwai lah, like what damn. You're gonna take out wallet for Jason again. Okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. Hey, lucky he give you a chance to take out wallet, man. You keep all the money for what? Someone must spread it out, lah.
Correct. That's
yeah,
how
just
we
just
grow,
a question for you. Although Google is obviously the dominant search, especially if you do search engine marketing, do you do ads for Bing and also Yahoo?
Now we do
Bing,
for Bing, mainly Bing. But then in terms of, I would say the spend, right, is very, very minimal. So to me, I find that it becomes a hassle to really like manage multiple channels. If like, for example, is in you need a small budget to Bing, and ultimately sometimes you get conversions from it as well, for sure. There are people who use Bing. Like, because if I'm not wrong, if you're using Edge as a browser, the default could be Bing. So this could be a case where the portion of market share that still uses, they could be using Bing. But in general, really depends. The search volume can be really low, but the good thing is that yes, you are still enjoying the benefit of like as a search ads, which are targeting buying intent.
Yep.
And you have a low CPC and of course low cost per conversion. But ultimately, whether you can scale is going to be a challenge. Yeah. So in fact, search always have that scaling issue, right? Unlike like Facebook ads, you don't really need to wait for a person to search, or you don't need to have a search index in the first place. Yeah. But as you can see, if you bring this to Bing, right, the limited I would say searches is another factor that's going to prevent you from scaling. So
is the cost per click lower?
Wow, as in it can be, I would say 3-4 times lower depending on the industry, because in Google, right, you can no longer see cost per click that is below $1. But in Bing, sometimes depending on industry, you still see that kind of cost per click. And so imagine, but then of course, it's in a way very hard to scale and generate enough impression, because in digital marketing, it's still a number game as well, right? So without enough clicks, impressions, you can't really drive that conversions. Yeah,
it's just to cover bases. I guess if you want this for a client, it's basically just to make sure all the angles are there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a very good question, because seriously, I think this also applies to the so-called the region that we are targeting as well.
Yeah.
Because recently I started a channel that I get really strong in Taiwan. Yes, I mean for my Chinese channel, so I got really strong in Taiwan. 60% of my visitors are coming from Taiwan right now.
Interesting.
So yeah, Yahoo, man, damn.
Yeah, correct.
Yahoo is still the thing.
Right. I think people go to Google in Taiwan, right? They go to Google and search for Yahoo. So
really?
Yeah, in a way, it's something. That's why I'm seeing. I'm not sure. This was something I checked like a few years back. I'm not sure is it still the case, because if you go to Google Keyword Planner, right, you just use that to check Yahoo search volume is very high. So in fact, people go to Google to it's like a navigational tool for them, right? You search Yahoo, you search any website that you're looking for instead of the domain, right? So that is the case for Taiwan. Yeah, in a way.
In Japan, it's kind of weird, because I ran an ad for a client of mine in Japan. Yahoo was considered popular among business people, and whereas Google is for consumer. So I was running a B2B search on Yahoo, but the interface is really crappy. It's like 99% in Japanese.
Okay, you can get Manfred like macam Japanese. Right, Manfred.
So, but we have the client has an office, has a Japanese team, so it's quite easy for them to translate and all this. Yeah, but it's not cheap though.
In fact, I think Google, right, is in the reason why agency embrace Google more is in, okay, one thing is of course the market share is huge, but another thing is also ease of running ads, you see. So right, recently I'm trying to help clients in terms of running ads on Baidu and all this. wow, it's a hassle, right? You need to go through a DSP. You need to pay for a setup fee. Wow, as in
yeah.
you can't do that like just like Google Ads, So and you need to submit tons of documents to get them approved, right? As in if you're as in applying for a client, you need to submit a lot of documents.
Yeah.
Then this really like turn the agency off, like it's really a lot of hassle.
And you like Yahoo's case, you pay upfront, and they don't notify you when they use up the credit one, and they automatically charge you for the next batch. It's like, what the hell? When you send a so-called inquiry, it takes you 3 days, working days, to respond.
That's why I don't like when the system is too very closed up. It's not as like even Google, I wouldn't say it's very transparent, but ultimately it allows us to set up account free, is in quite flexibly. So that is the thing I value.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, now these are good discussion, you see. Okay, now guys, let me see if there is any questions coming up on the chat. No, TY laughing there for okay, then fine.
Today is TY our fourth marketer in place.
Mainly TY
the rest are having the post Christmas recovery.
I mean, seriously, this week nobody works, right? I guess.
Yep.
I'm not sure about you guys but I've been in like kind of like really slow mode since the Christmas Eve and probably a few days earlier.
So before Christmas, 1 week can have like a lot of things on, but I think this week and last week was exception. So that's for me is a good thing lah.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was Christmas Eve one day when I was doing my work. Then I checked the calendar and realized that shit, it's 24th of December. I was asking my daughter, I didn't know it was Christmas Eve.
So that's a
that's
thing.
Not very good. That's not very good.
Very fast.
But it's okay. You got your family, you got the daughter, and the wife to remind you. That's not bad, right? Just like my, So okay, like Chiwa, you say Richard is here. He's working 48 hours a day.
Hey, hi.
How do you work 48 hours a day, man? Please teach me.
Yeah, man.
So I can sleep like 12 hours, kind of thing, so that we get more sleep if we have 48 hours, kind of thing. Okay, now.
Hours a day. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, let's come back to the questions that we have, right? So. It was a very good discussion about where we already kind of like understand not just on Google, search engine marketing also involves other search engines like Yahoo, like whatever like Andrew has experienced in Japan, and even we have Bing, and Baidu kind of thing in China. So now when it comes to businesses, right, Ian, help us. Why is it important to have keyword found in ad copy and landing page? Because one of the things that so-called the best practices that we learn from no matter who out there is that when you're running for a certain keyword, you need all these keywords to appear in the copy and landing as well. But why is this important?
Okay, so I think in general, for example, when you search for a certain keyword, right? Okay, if you do a live search now, you see the ad copy. If the ad copy contains that particular phrase or search phrases, right, then it will be bold in a way. So I don't know whether Google do change the appearance, but in general, this have been the case. So in a way, this helps to capture attention, and most of the time, it helps with click-through rate. So I think a lot of time, marketers or even people who run the search ads, they wanted to do this is also to make sure the ad is relevant to the search query, right? So this is also when the particular phrase is being bold, then it helps to gain the attention as well. And of course, with better click-through rate, other metrics like quality score do benefit as well. So I think these have been one thing that people mention quite a lot of time, how it helps ads. And also, but then I wouldn't say that you must purposely intentionally stuff the keywords in. Still you need to make sure that your ads have the proper have the right offer conveyed, right? So no point having the search phrase there, but then your ad copy is very generic without call to action. So it is just one of the factor for a good search campaign setup, but it is not the only thing to use. Hope this clarifies.
I think one thing very important, example, if you're looking for Nikon D550, obviously your ad copy must have the product, then your landing page must have the product. Else people go through, then hit your landing page, you come to all the product category, then people lost. I thought I'm looking for Nikon D550, then you send me to somewhere else.
So in fact, for this case,
that's one of the things, as in
precisely. So in fact, for this case, nowadays, if you are running an e-commerce site, especially if your site is relatively big e-commerce site with multiple product categories and products, right? Then it will be quite a challenge to set up campaigns manually, like what we did for like smaller sites. So that is where e-commerce site typically they use this thing called dynamic search ads. They crawl through the site and then based on the site terms in the keywords on your pages, they would is in show for those keywords, and then your ad copies is based on the information they see on the website as well. So this in a way helps to ensure these particular things that's in these particular best practices are this where you have keywords in the ad copy. Yeah, and because it will also be in the landing page because the keywords that you should be bidding for is also taken from the landing page itself. So that is where dynamic search ads comes in to help with this particular issue. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. And now the AI is actually quite good though. It's quite accurate.
Correct. So I think like I mentioned in just now also, right? In I think next few months or years, I think it will be a case where we don't even need to go and do keyword research, or actually keyword research is a very time consuming process. Yeah. So I think like next year June, upcoming June, right? You won't be able to in a way craft your ad copies like what we did in the past. So it will be moving towards responsive search ads. It's just like Facebook dynamic ads. So you put in multiple elements, they will just jumble up and mix and match for you. So responsive search ads is the next thing to go. So that's why now we are transiting clients to responsive search ads as well. So in future, maybe keywords you also cannot have a say. Yeah, it will be up to Google.
And they may just force you to make sure that your content is in line because they will search based on your content. If it doesn't have that, then you can run the ads.
Correct. So in a way, that is where you run the dynamic search ads. Then of course the next thing will be in the other one where you still have more control. You set up your own structure. It's in the keywords for now you can still decide. But then the ad copies you can in a way still retain as in what you have, like fixing the different headlines in different position by in responsive search ads now. But what Google want you to do is don't limit them too much, right? Let them do the magic. So that is the push I'm seeing now. Yeah.
So in a way, can I sorry to interrupt.
Sorry.
Can we say that it's kind of like easier to do Google ads right now in a way?
I would say it definitely save a lot of like man hours. Then that's why now our approach have been shifting, as in it's a good thing in a way because we don't really need to have a huge team of ad operations people to as in do the same thing now, because a lot of time the man hours can be lifted. Then that's where we want to shift our focus to like landing page, the creatives, the offer and all this, because these are what really move the needle. Because like $1-2 bid change, right? To me, it really doesn't change the whole thing. Yeah. So compared to like you changing something like a better offer or even like a just on the landing page optimization, right? It moved 1-2% of conversion rate. That really shift whole performance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think human mind is still more suited for things like I think creative's work is still that's something AI cannot replace for what I see.
So let AI does what it does lah.
Correct.
Let AI do what it does best lah. Okay, cool. Now that's a very good angle to look at, because moving forward, at least now we can actually see the agencies or the clients can have more time to craft the offer in a better way.
Right.
I think that's really, I totally agree with you. It's really that
more creative than the manual work lah.
Correct. Cool. I think that's a very good thing. Now that I wanted to bring over a question from Bob. What's up, Bob?
Hey.
Okay, now Bob has a question asking to Ian. He's asking, what are your thoughts on seasonal copy? For example, adding Christmas to the headline. Does it help?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Okay. So for seasonal copy, for me, it won't be intentionally trying to like, oh, Christmas is coming, you add seasonal copy for the sake of because of Christmas. Because for me, most of the time is where we will use something like this is where clients do have a promotion ongoing. Typically, it's e-commerce companies that will do this. So for example, like now, maybe New Year Eve coming, right? Or 1/1, the e-commerce event. Then that's where we will include information like this, or if it's like a Christmas promotion, then we'll include Cyber Monday. We'll include, so it's purely to use for promotions. But for B2B wise, to be honest, we rarely use seasonal copy unless there is a relevancy there where that particular event, right, matches the products that you are selling. So I would say adding is not really for things that enhance your maybe like campaign performance. Yes, maybe it do help with CTR if it's a promotion specifically. And typically, one thing I think for seasonal thing is that a lot of time, right, people like to target Christmas gift or Christmas related keywords, or like Mother's Day gift, right? For me, I don't really like to target all these because everybody will be fighting. Then and when we search for Mother's Day gift, right, it might not be your product might not be what people want to buy. So it will be a case where you have very, very low conversions, then you are paying a lot of high CPC for this kind of thing. So that's why if you are saying seasonal copy, you can do it for your usual campaign, evergreen campaign, and not something where I would recommend to create for maybe like on top of like seasonal keywords as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just to add to Bob's question, is there a minimum like period that for you to run the ads in order to bet in? Like can you run it for 3 days, 5 days, or you need to run this for 7 days for you to see some reasonable results?
Okay, so I would say, because for search wise, right, to be honest, if you have like 3 days, sometimes your campaign or that particular seasonal ads that you created with the specific offer, right, might not get much impressions because it's very short period of time. So that is the one thing that you might want to consider, how long you want to run this campaign, or does the keyword that you are bidding on does it have enough like search volume as well? Yeah, because if not, you have the seasonal copy, but then in the end nobody really see that ad. Yeah, because the keyword in the first place is low search in terms of the volume.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now we're just testing the layout lah. Wait, guys, since we had this already. Because now then we cannot see like okay now then
why my face I'm not a guest lah.
No. So
those who are talking, right, then you will be enlarged. Then I know where to look.
But it's not automatic lah. It's not automatic. That's why that's the thing. I still have to play a bit. But okay, just wanted to show you guys, right? Since you had this, right? See, now we have a different kind of layout over here, but it blocks still in a way. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let's come back.
It's okay. We can have our guests have all the limelight.
I know. That's why.
Right. So yeah, because Manfred has been quiet now, so I moved Andrew out because it was Andrew's question. But thanks for the question, Bob. I think that's a very good one, and thank you, Ian, for very in-depth sharing in terms of whatever strategies that might take place, right? In this case, now then we have the next question coming from Chiwai. This one long we can actually hide ourselves that we will not be seen anyway. So, so how would you keep ensuring keyword consistency for the landing page, for the keyword we're targeting, like the article keep repeating and repeating? That's
okay. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Ian, do you catch it? If not, then we will bring it down. Then CY.
Yeah, what you mean by the article keep repeating and repeating?
Meaning that probably you keep repeating the bloody keyword inside the article.
Okay. So I think, like I mentioned, for me, I don't, even for as in SEO, right, I don't like to deliberately stuff keywords, or even for ads wise, I don't deliberately do certain things. I prefer, when you write the copy, right, still write it in a way where you want to convey the right offer to who is the audience that you're targeting. So I think don't or I would say like focus on this particular keyword inside the landing page. Yes, as long as naturally you write the content, keywords for sure will be sprinkled around the landing page as well. Yeah, so but of course there's another way. I'm not sure if this answered the question. So for some of the landing page builder tools, right, some of the tools that we use like Unbounce and all these, there is a way where you can do dynamic keyword insertion into the landing page. So this is one way you can dynamically have the keyword, or deliberately have the keyword in the headline, for example. So for example, like okay, I have one client based in US. So for them, right, they are targeting students who wish to enroll, as in maybe they're searching for like Harvard University admission, for example. So when they go into the landing page, it will be saying that going to your dream school, dream university, Harvard or something, right? Then we will insert that keyword there to make sure when he search Harvard, it will be Harvard in the headline. If they don't specifically search for any university, so it'll be like something like wanting to study in USA, so it will be a generic headline. So that is one trick you can use to have keywords in the landing page.
So you have a dynamic landing page, is it?
So you only have one landing page, but you can set where the headline have dynamic headline. Correct. Based on the keyword they search, you can set it in a way where you will pass the information to the landing page and show that term.
I see.
So you can make sure, in a way, you are trying to personalize the landing page to the searcher.
Correct.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's a deliberate way to stuff keywords, but it's simply just to personalize the landing page.
I used to do like multiple landing page those days to address different keywords. So I probably like replicate 7 or 8 landing page, and each one targeted for specific keywords. Yeah.
Now you know you can save so much time and effort.
I know, that's why, man.
So there's only one URL.
Yes, one URL only.
One URL only.
Correct.
One URL for all the.
One URL.
So the time taken, as what Andrew has mentioned. Yeah, I also do Andrew's method. Like say example, page A, page B, page C, page D. Then this method where you dynamically do it, the time taken for the manual process and the dynamic process, is it more or less the same?
Wow.
Okay.
So I give you one scenario, right? For example, you have 10 pages. What if the client tell you, say, I want to change one word?
Oh shit, that pages to change.
So
I know.
So now the scenario is if you only have one page, okay, client tell you, say, I need to change the content. Okay, you only edit one page. If you have 10 of these pages, oh my god, that is the nightmare for the designer.
I know. That was crazy, right?
Yeah. So I think for me, this is where I think why I want to improve things like workflow, because if I use the method creating 10 pages, right, I foresee this will be an issue as well. So that's why I think for tools like Unbounce and any landing page builder out there, then this becomes a worthwhile investment. Yeah, because imagine like the number of hours. Even though it's not my hours, but it's still your company's as in man hours in a way, right?
Yeah.
Invest in this kind of small changes, and clients sometimes they will do have minor changes here and there.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's inevitable.
True.
Right?
Okay. Well, I got to search out all these landing pages already, man. That's an interesting topic.
That's the benefit of having people like Ian come over. Every
example like e-commerce. I think this is very useful, especially for e-commerce. But if you have small number and you don't really keen to set up the dynamic landing pages, I think the manual way still can work if you have small numbers.
It depends on your needs. I think it pretty much depends on your needs. Okay. So thanks for the sharing and thanks GY for the question.
Great question.
Good one. Now we have an article coming up. You guys get ready, as usual, we come from Richard. That's the thing. We have a damn article coming up. So yeah.
Okay, let's go.
There we go. Question 1. Would you recommend Bing plus Google for SEM for better result? Go for that first.
Okay, let's do one at a time.
So I think for this, I would say, Bing plus Google. I think just now we mentioned is also for Bing, right? The main challenge is the volume of searches. So if it's too low, sometimes, as in we will ask ourselves like, hey, is it like even worthwhile to manage additional channel? Because any additional channel, right, regardless of the budget size, it's still some amount of man hours. And what is the ROI from this? Yeah. So sometimes we also will tell clients, say, hey, it's really depending on the search volume as well. It's too low, then does it justify this or not? Yeah. So of course, if it's a e-commerce company, then it will be easier for us to measure the ROI based on things like the ROAS, whether it's worthwhile to continue, right? So because for one client, it's worthwhile to continue because even though the volume is not high, it's literally like free money in a way, because you put in the ROAS, if I recall correctly, is around 10x kind of thing, where you put in $1, you get $10 back. So the volume is not high to really move the needle, but it's literally like free money. But for agency wise, it's something that additional channel to manage. Yeah. So it depends, because certain industry, B2B, I don't know whether if the search volume is high or not. You always might want to do a check. Yeah, because search volume is everything for Google search or even for search ads.
Unless you're a global market, because Bing's market share as of 2021 is 7%, Yahoo is 3%, and the balance is with Google. So you have to, like I think Jason mentioned correctly, you have to look at the industry that you're in, research whether Bing's actually covers the market. If it doesn't, by all means, you should spend money. Otherwise,
yeah. But sometimes I think Google the cost per click getting too high. Then you also need to revisit to see like, is it still worthwhile to continue? Because the cost per lead is like maybe 500 for one lead. Then is it still worthwhile to pursue that channel or not? Yeah. So that's where we, as an agency, we need to give like a genuine advice on this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Quick, all right, I think question number 2.
That's
we go for the next one. Some industries may have low keyword search volume, which is coming back to the similar situation that we're discussing, which makes SEM a bit challenging. Advice to manage things like this. This is a good one.
Wow, this one, as in I faced this quite a number of times. In recently is there's this particular industry, right? It's a telco kind of thing. So they are targeting like an IoT solution. So I think IoT is very, very broadly searched, but then it will be searched in a way just like people search for digital transformation. There isn't a specific buying intent into it. So that is where you need to really do a lot of keyword research and really this really needs some discussion with client, right? To get some ideas from their sales team, like what kind of things, right? Do you think that your customer will search, and what does the industry call this product? Then from there you need to check, is there any validate the search volume. So it takes some time to really figure this out. And that's where a lot of communication with the clients is required. But of course, certain industry the search volume is really, really low. Then that's where you it could be a sign that okay. Usually I won't jump to conclusion saying that hey, search is not for them, but it will be something that either it's really not suitable, or it could be there is still some research to be done to really find the right keyword.
Some are more research intent as opposed to buying intent.
Correct. So like for this case, if you just target like a lot of people naturally think that hey, IoT, right? Then we just target IoT keyword. But a lot of time people are searching like what is IoT, right? This doesn't have buying intent. So then we change it to where people are finding things like maybe smart building management system, because IoT comes into that. So this is where you might want to tackle this in another angle. Whether you might want to tackle on like the product applications to find that right ideas.
Alternatively, you kind of spend some money to run it and then narrow down by doing the search term exclusion.
Correct. So I like to, like this case, I would like to, usually for me when I run campaigns, right, always will have a broad match as a prospecting keywords, right? So just like Facebook, you have prospecting campaign. For Google search, is a broad match keyword to do the prospecting. Because if you just purely use exact or phrase match, right, you can't, when you do whatever keyword research you do, you can't fully get the entire list of searches in the world or in the market. So you still have to use broad match to help you to match those.
Okay. Nice. Wow.
Right. I mean, just to add something. So, say example, some of those drinks for dementia patients. So if your target audience is your spouse, but the spouse maybe is 70, 80 years old, they're not digitally savvy. So you can't really attack that kind of target audience via search. So because they are not digitally savvy, then they don't search. You have to go other routes. So can't be helped.
But the kids will be searching for the parents, right?
That's a different audience. The kids are.
Kids so your copy and all those things should be addressed. I think the same thing as in marketing, which Teacher mentioned. End of the day, search, Facebook, and all those things are tools. You still go back to the customer journey and who's the audience and
persona must be
process.
Where they spend their time, you must be very clear.
Correct.
So your messaging, since the children will be searching, the message will more for children.
Yes. So your landing page, copy, everything has to address
for the spouse.
Yep. All right.
Cool. No. Wow. That's kind of cool, right? Thanks for participating and thanks for the questions, Richard.
Thanks for the question.
These are all good questions. That's why this. We have Richard, we have CY, we have Bob participating on YouTube right now, which is you guys are making the show very, very fun to be with, right? Thank you so much for joining. Now I want to bring up the next one coming also from CY. I think he's actually kind of like sharing his experience. He said responsive search ads is the way to go. Tried it and it surpasses the results. Oh, okay. Compared to the conventional ad group tied to the ad copy. That's a good one.
Good one.
Okay, so you guys should consider trying because I think, to be frank, right, for whatever business that we are doing, getting found is still one of the key things. So how do you get found in the cheapest way and the highest revenue for you is really the most important thing to go. So I think that's that. And we have another question coming also from Bob. Bob is asking about targeting competitors' brand keyword. What's your thought on this one?
I got this. Okay, one funny story to share as well. So recently, we actually helped this e-commerce. Now a lot of like a direct to consumer brand popping up for e-commerce, right? So everybody like OEM something and they start selling. So in fact, we actually targeted a competitor's brand for our clients. So the competitors actually email to our clients saying, "Can you stop bidding on my competitors on my brand terms?"
own brand keywords.
Correct. So in fact, this is in fact the first time, right? I have seen this kind of like response where somebody actually email you is in the client to say, "Hey, stop bidding." In fact, in the past,
so common.
It's a common practice,
it's a common
right?
thing. Correct. For a lot of industry, especially where industry that is very, very price sensitive, like insurance, mobile plan or even broadband. So this is where you can easily target competitors firm, because to them, right, brand is not really very important. Price is still the most important. Like travel insurance, recently we helped clients on that, and we bid on competitors term and you get conversion. So to me, right, what really matters when it comes to whether should we target competitors term, if it's really boils down to the cost of conversion, or does it make sense when it comes to like acquiring this customer from searching for a competitor's keyword? Because you are at a disadvantage when a person search for a competitor's name, then it is very hard for them to convert to you because their intent is strong. That's why you can do that if you are in a very price sensitive kind of verticals, or it's in products, then you can safely do this. But like for example, Apple, you can't really convert a person to other brand if they search for Apple. So this becomes a thing that you need to balance as well. So for me, I prefer to use data to let me know if the cost per conversion is something that makes sense to you, even though it's slightly higher, for sure in most cases. Does it make sense for you to spend a bit more to in a way to snatch your competitors lead or sales? If it's worth it, then by all means.
You are trying to prove the hypothesis that Apple users saw your advertisement, saw Xiaomi, saw Samsung, Oppo, Vivo, they will convert. You try already, then you know.
I don't think they will, right?
You try.
Just burning money for the fun of it. Why not, right? So,
but sometimes it's actually the appearance, as in, people can see the brand.
Oh, this is common in a few industry. If you bidding on competitors term like SaaS product. For example,
email marketing tools as well. Yes,
correct. So I think they like to, even SEO, they use this technique where they create content, right? Competitors name alternative. They like to create content. That's the only way you can insert your competitors keyword there, or even like a comparison table.
MailChimp compatible.
Correct. So this is some technique they use. I'm not sure how good is the conversions. If you like, for example, now you search StreamYard, Melon could be there.
True.
But probably Appsumo buying the keyword.
I think I saw this. It's because I see that you guys are using Melon, then I went to check. What's so different about Melon?
Melon is actually fairly new though. I think Melon popped up only last year.
Okay.
Only last year in 2020. So, but then again, they are growing quite well. They're actually growing quite well.
So bottom line is you should experiment. I think if you want to try, you should look at the results.
Correct.
Okay, thanks for the question, Bob. I forgot to. Bob is supposed to be here. Okay, all right. Thanks for the question. All right, as usual, guys, you guys have any questions? We are like another 15 minutes to go. Any questions you can pop in the comment. Just make sure that we are taking.
Then after that, now we move on to our question number 2.
Just make sure that we really dig the most out of Ian, right? Because this is a very important thing. Because to be frank, I just a sidetrack a little bit, right? In fact, one of the way that those YouTubers grow their YouTube channel is through ads.
Oh, is it?
I don't believe in bloody organic. Don't be that cute, okay? Because if your channel is damn new, how can you get discovered? Google would not know that, YouTube would not know that your content is suitable for which kind of people. So you need to run ads to increase the visibility.
Right.
And of course, your content has to be good, and you get certain percentage of conversion.
And then you right on top.
Then you will keep growing, and you will keep growing. So that's kind of a key thing. Growing a YouTube channel, one of the key thing is to run ads. But how to run minimum and how to run in a strategic way. That's where we can actually share. Basically, now let's come back to the question over here.
Second question.
we are actually going to the second question. We have been talking about landing pages. Now, to those people who are kind of like new to digital or so-called website or whatever that is, right? They will feel confusion. What is the difference between a landing page and a web page or a website? So to help these so-called like beginners to understand this part, right? So Ian, what will be your take on this one?
Okay, so I think for landing page, for me, I usually see it as an independent page. Okay, so independent, it need not mean that it must be from a different domain or anything. It can be as simple as like your domain / landing page, right? So landing page, the main, I would say the characteristic, right, is designed to convert, right? What I mean by that, so usually you don't see navigation menu on landing page, and on a web page, it's just another page, a child page on your website. So of course it will come with all the navigation menu, footer menu, social media icons. So the reason why landing page is built to convert, because you don't have all this distraction, right? Imagine if the person went on to your about page, went on to your contact page, and they get lost and they just leave or something like that. So, or even they click onto the social media icons, then they went on to the social media pages. So to me, right, in fact, we did a few tests as well. Recently, not say recently, since last year, we built our own design team to focus on building landing pages and of course testing it, right? So I think that's where we realized the importance, because when we first started dabbling in like, hey, maybe we should start building landing page, because it's always very hard to get client to build something, right? So, and when you have more control in terms of all this, right, it helps you in terms of campaign wise, because ads can only bring the traffic over. If you have a very, very bad landing page, then your performance is at stake, you see. So that's where we help clients to build landing page. Then we definitely, the landing page don't have those navigations, those social media icons. Yeah, so that is where you compare a difference, right? In terms, before that, our campaign driving to the web page conversion I have seen is below 1%, for sure, below 1%. But then when you go on the landing page itself, the conversion is like 5-6%, 70%. That is also, depending on the offer as well. So to me, landing page makes a lot of sense. Yeah, especially when ultimately, okay, to me, right, you see bounce rate is very high. To me, it's okay, because ultimately when you have a landing page, you only want two types of result. Either the person leave or they convert. So I don't need them to go into page A, B, C, D to view more or something like that. Yeah, so that's where the power of the how good your copy on the landing page would in a way convince the person to act on it. Yep. Yeah. So performance is one thing that I see in terms of the difference. Yeah.
Special purpose is a special purpose page just to do one thing, like you correctly mentioned.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I think that's a very important way to understand it. Basically, you have your website, but your landing page is part of the website. It's just that it's designed to help you increase conversion, to block out all these distractions. That's a very good explanation. Thank you for that.
Mine is a long-winded explanation.
No, it's good. It's all good. It's where we learn, right? And we have Carl here. What's up, Carl?
Hey. One of our guests.
I can see Carl is growing like crazy, man.
Yes.
Carl is growing like crazy, man. Congratulations, Carl is having a crazy good 2021.
We should get him back awesome. to have a chat again next year.
Yeah, man. One day we should, right? But Chiwai has a question over here. Chiwai asked, would you think it's feasible to increase the max bid limit manually in order to win in terms of impression share and to appear top of the pages versus your competitors? Because despite you doing so, like not much difference. Just let it automatic and hope for the best. What's your take?
Okay, so in fact, for my end, right, internal, as in our internal workflow is where initially we always start off with like a manual bid, or sometimes we call enhanced CPC in a way. Yep. So we will use manual bid for initial phase, where once conversion starts coming in, we definitely want to transit clients to maximize conversions. If there's a budget limitations, if without, then we always can go to target CPA and all this, because sometimes clients do have like a specific KPI in mind, right? Oh, I need to have like $17 cost per acquisition. So those we will always try to switch to that, because we don't want to really use manual bidding, because ultimately what is the right bid to put it, right? So of course the downside is you can't control. The moment you set auto bidding, whatever bids you set on the keyword level or ad group level will be override, right? So then that is where in some cases where maybe Google think that, hey, that particular search might not convert, then they will not bid so high or something. So to me, I think that is okay. So usually for me, if the client has specific requirements, say, hey, I want to be first, I want to outrank my competitors, then I might even do a case where I use the auto bidding strategy, target impression share or something, or target top page bid, something like that.
Yep.
I can't remember what is the exact one. So in fact, in the past, I used these because my clients specifically say, hey, I want to be higher than my competitors. So that's where you can set that, use auto bid to help you with that particular goal. But most of the time, I will just leave it to smart bidding to automate that part. Yeah.
But you got to be careful of the budget, because it can easily go crazy with this when you give them too much rain, isn't it?
I think it will still, because I think, okay, for me, I usually don't set a specific cap to it, because I would say the CPC won't jump like sky high just within a short time frame. Because ultimately Google use something like a second price auction, something like that. So that's where for example, the highest bid is, as in the next highest bid is $11. You only pay $11.01 to outrank him. So I don't think that you will suddenly jump to a high level, but then it's more towards like as in on ongoing basis, we still monitor the campaign, so we will be able to see like, hey, why CPC suddenly increased like 5% this period of time. Yeah, so usually we don't set a cap, because to me, I will still want the AI or machine learning to really have more data to look through. Yeah,
Okay.
and because sometimes if you set like, for cases like target CPA, right, that's where you have to set something. Then if you set some too low of a CPA, then in the end your ads might even stop serving as well, because it's not achievable, and in the way the system will just stop serving.
Yeah.
So that's still in a way, like, I think your suggestion is, if it's, unless you really need to control, else let the AI do its job.
Correct.
It's kind of like coming back to the same thing.
Correct. But I think GUI wanted to in a way like set up the campaign to outrank, right? Then of course you can either because if you every time you want to manually increase the bid, then what if the person tried to outrank you? So you can always try to use smart bidding. For me, the reason why I use smart bidding is because I don't want to always like, hey, my client call me, say, hey, my competitors are now ranking higher than me. Then I need to go into the account to increase the bid. So why not I use smart bidding to automate, where anytime this particular person you try to get the top page ranking, I can't remember the name. Yeah, so the main goal is to automate that part, so you always outrank the competitors. Yeah, so
I like
the
the
client stop calling us just to increase bid.
I like the mindset. I like the mindset. I think that's really something that makes, it's about going back to the process, which is like you want to reduce the amount of time and effort
Precisely.
that you need to actually commit in managing a client. That's how you grow an agency. That's a very good one.
Right.
That's a very good one.
That's
We
a
have a
good
good question.
For you, man. GY?
Yeah, man. We have a question from Carl. Okay, now Carl is asking about low volume, low keyword volume industry, low volume keyword volume industry. Okay.
Right.
On Google Shopping ad, that's a very interesting scenario. What's your take?
Okay, so I think for shopping ads is something like keywords you can't have much control. Also, that's where you need to look into the product feed that you upload, the product title, the description, all these plays a significant role. So for me, I like to come up with naming conventions for product title especially. So for example, if you are selling things like maybe apparels, then important information you need to have is of course the product name. Then if there's a brand, you make sure you include the brand. Then all these will put in place. Then this will help you to make sure your product are shown to a lot of keywords out there. So if you face issue that, hey, your ads is not really serving, right, then you might need to revisit your product feed and your description as well. So that is one thing that I realized. Then of course the campaign structure wise, you can look into if the product is not a lot, right, then you can always look into single product ad group. So that's one way you can set up, so easier for you to control bidding or even like control at the product level. But if it's a huge store, then this might not make sense. Then you might want to restructure it and based on the categories, or based on that category will be a good options.
Good one. Good point.
Awesome. Thanks for the very good input. Like Chiwa was saying, right? Damn good input from Ian. Thank you, Ian. Thanks.
No problem. Thanks a lot.
And
Thanks.
Chiwa was saying your client is okay. Chiwa is saying, the client. That's how clients do things, right? Because that's how they kind of like keep a pulse on their campaign to see whether they are doing. Hey, where's
Manfred connection loss?
Manfred connection loss. But not bad, so far. You see, this the whole thing is quite stable. Actually, not bad.
The lifetime deal is worth it.
Totally worth it. You guys can consider, especially those who actually uses live as your tool. Because
sorry, you're saying?
Nothing much. I forgot. Anyway, you're saying.
Okay, so sorry. So because recently there's cases where software offering lifetime deal, right? They suddenly come back and say, hey, we cannot support lifetime deal anymore. They need to start converting them to subscription based.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, some like, because in WordPress, we build website on WordPress, right? Some plugins they offer as lifetime deal, but now they are coming saying that maybe it got acquired. Then the new owner come and say that, hey, we try to support these, but then it's costly. Then we need to we encourage you to support us by going to subscription based. And
but they cannot dishonor the deal, right?
Some they dishonor, in fact.
They
just say, hey, we cannot support anymore. You need to go, or if then you need to cancel or something. But of course, they will try to give some form of discount to the subscription.
Right.
Yeah.
At least that lah.
Unless they can try to convince you in like other means to. In fact, previously I got a lifetime deal from Appsumo for one SEO tool as well. But I now become a paying subscriber because I need to. It's an agency grow. Then you need to use more feature. That is a good way for them to convert. Yeah, but not like forcing down the throat in a way to get you to pay.
That's not good. That's
not good. Oh, sorry, digress a bit.
Doesn't matter. I think this is really like about the chatting because I don't think while we are here, right? Let me see if there's any more questions coming in. Like Manfred is not here.
He's trying to get connected, so
okay. Now I think this is a very good question. Is there any way to get in touch with Ian? Ian, what's your link?
Okay.
I forgot to get the link from you. So go over to LinkedIn.
Yep.
Search for Ian Ong.
Yep.
And that face,
Yes.
And with that face, So that's the right Ian.
Hopefully there isn't a lot of Ian Ong lah.
I don't think there are a lot of Ian Ong lah. So like I could find you, So that's how we, get connected. But thanks for that, Chiwai. So go over and look for. I think moving forward, all these will be a lot easier if we can actually. Manfred is back. Okay, what's up? Where have you been, man? You went to Mars for a bit.
No, Elon Musk asked me want to go Mars. No,
Okay. So that's how it works lah.
Enjoy
he rejected the invitation.
Jason, I just sent you the link to Ian's on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. So right, I think that's pretty much. We're wrapping up already, but in a way. Yeah. But then again, if you guys still have more questions, I can actually give you a final kind of like one round to actually pull the questions. But while we are doing that, while we are waiting for that, I'm going to put in the so-called doing this to actually send the link to connect with Ian.
So guys, any questions, just go ahead before I start the wow. It's a very simple.
You can do your wow and then we come back to the question.
Okay. Let me share screen.
So you see, when you share screen on over here, right, then we have a different way to play with this.
Oh, is it? Tell me.
Poison me. Shit, poison. No.
Okay, guys, can see my screen?
I can see you only.
Okay, I'm taking it up. There you go. And then we can do like this.
Okay.
Hey, StreamYard only one way, right?
I know. What the hell?
Like we go totally kind of like,
that's
consideration.
That's my vid.io account. It's a free account. So I have this desire to put subtitles into videos. So maybe I show you this one. Is the one for my LinkedIn cover story. So it can auto-generate the subtitle, but the
captions lah.
Yeah, the captions, but you still need to tweak a bit here and there because it's not exactly very accurate lah.
Absolutely.
90% got usually it's about that lah.
So I also use this for our TikTok account also. We have put all the subtitles. So if you got time, you want to play with it, go ahead. You see, I can edit video here. It takes a bit of time to load, but it's free, so don't ask for too much. There's a vid.io watermark on the top left. So if you don't want that one, you can pay for it. Or the other way around is you take some stuff to block it on the upper left. Sometimes I actually just use a white background, cover it up.
Vid.io is not expensive, right? Even for the subscription.
I think it's not expensive at all, but I didn't bother to check. So this is my video. So you go to subtitles. Can you see?
Wow.
This is Manfred.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So you want to see the responsive also.
Yeah, you can see the whole video in my LinkedIn profile. For this is my profile, my LinkedIn cover story. Okay, that's it.
All right.
Also, Jason, can you pass the URL? Is I also WhatsApp you.
Yeah. Where's
this taking away the job for a lot of Fiverr freelancer or even like Upwork freelancer.
Yeah.
So it's
website of the week.
vid.io.
There are even those. The other day, I think Jason shared a tool that is used for video editing as well.
Wave.
Was it Wave? No,
Wave.
There's another one that I think Justin was sharing. I think that's pretty cool. That do the transcription and then allows you to basically edit certain those and all those things, and so that before you do your full editing.
Actually, there are a lot lah. Now is the best time to shop for this kind of software. You know
a lot, really a lot there.
A lot, and
in fact, I prepare a lot to share with you, but let's share one at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, but like what Ian mentioned just now, like you got to be careful with. I mean, go for a more reliable one.
Yes.
Because I also realize there are more and more kind of like products popping up. You want to check whether they have been around for a while. You know, like
you also have worry that the roadmap is very weak, right? So you pay after that, you don't have much feature after that or something like that.
Especially those coming from stuff like JVZoo or ClickBank, right? A lot of these tools. Yeah. So those you have to be a bit more careful.
That's very true. That's very true. But seriously, go over. I think Appsumo has got a lot of good deals over there. Whatever that works for you, right? Just grab it. 60 days, no brainer. In fact, I bought a few and returned a few.
Oh, okay.
But this is the one that I'm definitely gonna keep. You know,
Okay.
So
yeah, it looks like a good buy. Looks like
very smooth, and I can see that the whole show was run as smooth as StreamYard. I would say.
Yep.
Nothing discounted, I would say. So it's a very good experience. Okay. Now, right. So that's the last episode of the Tree Marketing Show of 2021.
Yes.
Definitely. And all of us here would like to wish you and the best. I mean, let's make 2022 the best year of our lives. So
things will get better for sure.
Definitely. So all the best for 2022. It's going to be awesome, and Happy New Year, everyone. So this is what we do on every Wednesday night. We will continue doing it. Next week is who?
We'll see you next year.
Yeah, next year we have an expert in Google Analytics. So we will see you at the same time on Wednesday at 10 p.m. And Ian, remember, you only answer 2 or 3 questions, so you have to come back 10 plus questions.
We have to come back the third round or something like that. I think this
chit-chat session.
Definitely yes already. Okay. Yes. So that's it. That's where we actually kind of like what Chua is saying. Thank you for 2021. Okay, now thank you so much for everyone who participated in the entire journey, and really look forward to serve you and have more fun with learn from more experts. In 2022. Yes. So with that, all right, let's wrap this episode. The last one for 2021. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year. See you next year.
Happy New Year, guys.
See you next year. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.